See, that's a blow up, man. You can't just do that to us, all right?
Bluesub, and
that's
he
like
comes
having
out
best
with
that kid
Kenshi.
Raiden play someone else other than Raiden. And Kenshi, no less. Well, you know what? You're going to give him props because he's going to balance. Balance, as we saw from Titanium Tigers not too long ago, Balance has his own spot here in the competitive scene. And especially against Liu Kang. The last thing you want to do is be up close and personal with Liu Kang. And Balance definitely has a underrated keep away.
Especially Dragon's Fire, where that health can literally melt away when he's got...
And you take a look, and the last thing you want to do is get burned up close by Liu Kang. He's taking all that chip damage, but you see when he's getting up close, he's going to go for the relatively safe strings, possibly a stagger, and he's going to want to spend that meter to stay as plus as possible. But there goes the meter, using on the breaker. The next hit will no doubt be kill. Oh my god, didn't have the stamina to get... Is that death? Oh my god, that's
meterless
death.
damage, 30%. That's actually some big boy meterless damage in the game, and Balance is definitely known for it.
And that was very smart by Bluesub to get that punish right at the start, knowing that Sicarios didn't have the stamina to go for the cancel. So the fireball came out, got the punish, and here we go. He has Sicarios in the corner. You see him ending these strings pretty quick. But this is probably worst case scenario right now. Sicarios, just the only thing he really needs to keep out for right now is the use of the meter burn. He wants to stay away from that armor, and there it is right there. That's exactly what I was talking about.
And so far, Blue's done a great job of reacting to the movement of Sicarios, just waiting his turn. And this looks like a little bit of unfamiliarity from Sicarios, as Blue's actually caught him with a bunch of staggers on the strings that, you know, if you haven't labbed against Kenshi, may catch you off guard, and I think may have been able to close it out there, but big drop, and uses that gigantic arc kick.
Okay.
That we see so much from usage from Tweedy, and just jumping up and back roundhousing him in the back of the head to close it out there.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not expecting Sicarios to go down so fast. I mean, Sicarios is one of, you know, especially if you go all the way back to Season 1, Sicarios has been pretty high up there. Top 32s, top 16s, maybe a couple top 8s sprinkled here and there.
Yeah, and
now you have Bluesub coming in with Balance Kenshi taking 2 straight rounds so far. Not to say that those were convincing rounds, but you look at what Sicarios has done in the past. I mean, if I'm Sicarios, I'm a little bit shaken right now because A, he's going up against Balance Kenshi, which is not one of the variations you would normally see from a Kenshi main. And B, one played so well, even up close against Liu Kang.
And from Sicarios right there, going for some high-level swag to start us off, but drops it, and that is some more momentum that he might lose trying to go for something crazy like that. And we got some great damage from some Bluesub and the reverse positioning back into the corner. It's going to try to stagger him, and both these guys throwing out some legs right now.
The pressure that we're talking about is still not scouting out that EX shoulder. Oh, the presence of mind by the parry. He had the right idea, just a little bit off on the timing. But the 1-1-1 and the Rising Karma forcing Sicarios to break. Going for the little bit of stagger streak. Sicarios is out of the stamina, spends the meter. Very smart choice being able to close out that first round.
Round 2.
But now Bluesub has 2 bars to spend here. Really the best thing he wants to do right now is kind of switch positions, keep the 2 bars for as long as possible, but he might want to consider breaking. No, he's going to eat all of this damage, and Sicarios just narrowly dropping that combo but picking up right where he left off. Now Bluesub forced to break.
And the breaker coming a little too late as he's lost about 65% of his health, and now he's trying to fight his way back in, but some good damage here is going to do it.
Wow, and spending the bar, look at all of this damage!
42 big boy damage right there, hello!
Oh, and the Rising Karma, but still no punish by Sicarios. He needs to be careful with those punishes. And now Bluesub almost sitting on a full bar, has 1 bar meter to spend. Will he end up using it? He does! Keep Sicarios off of him. Needs to be very careful. This is a chip out situation, and Sicarios narrowly escaping it with some of the crispiest Liu Kang pressure.
And something we haven't seen this entire match, we haven't seen one teleflurry. I mean, he's actually opted to play the up-close game with Sicarios.
There is a new king.
And I mean, we're at 1-1, but that was pretty convincing. We'll see if he tries to change up his playstyle to more of a zoning type of variation that Balanced actually is. But, I mean, the up-close game paid off for him early. A couple reads here and there. We'll see what changes.
Now, it's weird. You could kind of take a look at that from a few different viewpoints. You take a look from the fact that maybe he's respecting Sicarios knows the balanced matchup. He knows one duck on that high Blade Fury, and he's running in for a full combo. So maybe he's kind of a little bit nervous to throw it out there. Maybe he wants to take the risk every once in a while and throw Sicarios off of his timing with the zoning. But we're seeing now Sicarios is getting a little bit more comfortable with the pressure. He just run right at the start of the match, and already 50% down. Bluesub needs to be very careful here. If he tries to spend the bar, he's going to be off a bar meter, and just like that, from getting that parry, reflecting that fireball away. But he has one hell of a hill to climb. Goes for the grab to get just a little bit of damage. And really at this point, finally throwing out some Blade Furies, at the very least, build a little bit more meter going into round number 2. And spends meter, try to get some of the life back, just cost him there.
Oh, throwing that a little bit too early on the reflect, not reacting. He's trying to kind of read it and not react to what's on the screen. And Sicarios is running away with this match right now, and Blue's got to adapt.
And Sicarios played that really smart because he's kind of buffering that fireball input and just waiting for Bluesub to kind of get faked out. And that's what really got him that first match. And he's right back in on him. As we saw, probably one of the scariest pressure characters in the game, who's dealing with all of these plus frames, and Bluesub trying to find a way to use his meter. Unfortunately, used it as a breaker. And the staggers and the grab is just proving to be too much. Sicarios looking like he finally adapted to balance Kenshi. Really not much you could do here. Bluesub just stuck in the corner through that entire second round. And that's a tough one because Bluesub started off perfectly. So the first match went perfectly, second match went into Sicarios' favor, and now this, giving Sicarios a 2-1 lead, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, this is a big mountain to climb back from. When you're down 2 games, and the last 2 games went as quick as they did in Sicarios' favor, especially that last round where it was an absolute. It was down to a flawless there in the final round.
We have to be real here. But now he's gonna go possess Kenshi. We'll have to see if maybe he feels as comfortable with possess as he did with balance. This goes back to what we were talking about with Gandyman against Anubis Black. The first round is really gonna set the momentum here for Bluesub.
Round 1.
And what Possessed gives him really overbalanced is more opportunities to mix up his opponent to try to open him up. Balanced is a little more straightforward, whereas Possessed has the mixes off the demons and has the teleport in just in case he needs to get in now guard.
In my opinion, you take a look at the 2 variations, they almost play completely different from one another. Bluesub now has to get himself in that mindset to play this more aggressive play style that Possessed really has to offer. See, now he finally has Sicarios in the corner. Definitely much more of a threat than Balanced is. But at the same time, he's going to have to let these mixes work if he wants to get that damage in there. But Sicarios getting that 4-4 to connect. What was that? What? The running back and forth, that even threw me off. No doubt Bluesub had no idea what was going on. Imagine if this was back to block. That would have been a dirty setup. But now Sicarios getting some of that pressure going. Armoring through, trying to keep as much of the momentum as he possibly can. Just trading some pokes here. The 2-1, but no conversion by Sicarios. In the back one connecting. Bluesub immediately breaking. He wants to make something happen. Down 2 him straight out of the air.
And playing a mid-range game now as they're both trying to find their way in, and just a raw jumper from Sicarios and finds himself into, I believe, was a back 3 range, and taken away with a big damage, drops the combo, and now Blue trying to get things going. Great hit confirmed into the demon and the switch into the corner, and now he's going to try to apply some mix of his own, but has to watch out for the 2 bars he's sitting on. It comes off both of them immediately and just checks him with a down 2. It's Sicarios.
SylverRye special.
That was absolutely savage.
You know SylverRye is known for that. And that really just... That's as dominant as it could possibly get. Bluesub looked like he might have had a chance to bring something back